Hey, John.
Hey, John. Hey, John.
It's now 6:30 on May the 11th, 2023. I'm going to call this City of Monessen Council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Here.
Councilperson Thomas.
Here.
Councilman Nestor.
Present.
Councilman Gregor.
Here.
Mayor Mosher.
Present.
We noted quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask our councilwoman to lead us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, we can't go any further without thanking you for this day that you blessed us with. We just thank you for your many blessings and ask that you just be with us now as we go forward with this council meeting, Heavenly Father, that you give us all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and do the things we need to do to continue to move the city forward. We pray that you always put us all on one accord, Heavenly Father, that we all work together for the good of Monessen. We just pray your will be done in all things. Bless each and every resident that is here today, even those who are not here. Just bless them that they may prosper and have all the needs and all their needs supplied by you. In Jesus' name we pray and thank you. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
At this time, I need to make a special announcement. We did hold an executive session on personnel matters. It was held on Friday, April 28th at 5 p.m. in the mayor's office in the city of Monessen. At this time, I'd like to ask council to review the meeting minutes from the previous April 27th session. Hopefully, everybody's had a chance to look at those already. I need somebody to make a motion to accept them too.
Mayor, motion to approve minutes of previous session of April 27th, 2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Nestor.
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Gregor.
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comment on agenda items only.
Ernest Telegraphus, 29 Bricks. This one is concerning our CFO. Tony, you got all these invoices you're paying, and I'd like to know, how much do we still owe the general fund?
We don't owe the general, what are you talking about, owe the general fund?
Well, that you have, you took money out to pay bills, so how much do we need to pay back,
Took money out of where?
general fund?
We take money out of the general
Yeah.
fund today.
So how much do we have to pay back?
I'm not paying anything back.
So you could take money out of the general funds and pay all these bills?
The general fund is the general account where all the bills are paid from.
Okay, so right now, how much is in the general fund?
I'll go explain that whenever I do my report,
All right, I'll be listening.
then I'll be talking.
15060. Yeah, I still have a question on the minutes. I know you guys are not trying to put in what it's said, so I disagree the way you guys do your minutes, but it will come out in the open. I know you got a little fake newspaper and fake people working in your office, so I'm just telling you, I do not agree, because that's not what went on.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Is there any correspondence that anybody has that they need to bring forth? This time, I'd like to ask the solicitor to give us his report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. On tonight's agenda, you will see a resolution adopting a First Amendment to the agreement with the Mon Valley Sewage Authority. That's for the equalization tank that'll be constructed in Perenni. The purpose of this amendment is to change the land ownership. The original agreement set forth for a lease from the city to the authority, but the authority really needs to own that property because they're going to be maintaining the EQ tank. You'll see another resolution regarding municipal records, the municipal records manual. The city has some very old documents, which they no longer have to keep. The city's just adopting the state municipal records manual. And I also worked with WEC engineers, reviewing the bids for Phase 3A and Phase 3B. That's the USDA sewage project.
Thank you. City Treasurer, do you have a report for us?
Yes, we do, Mayor.
Okay.
Mayor, council, and citizens of Monessen. This is my report for the month of April. Garbage fees, revenues. Garbage fees current. Received in April $6,530. Year-to-date, $327,450. Budgeted amount, $325,587. Garbage fee delinquent, April, $3,523.66. Year-to-date, $32,752.90. Budget amount, $80,780. Amount collected by Portnoy, April, $1,458.66. Year-to-date, $8,583.52. Penalties and interest collected by Portnoy, April, $93.81. Year-to-date, $2,257.46. Budget amount, $2,145. Garbage fees collected for 2024. We received nothing in April. Year-to-date, $755. Budgeted amount, $1,385. Total for the month of April, $11,606.13. Year-to-date, $371,798.88. Budget amount for 2023, $409,897. Real estate taxes. Current, April, we received $737,632.41. Year-to-date, $1,074,424.52. Budget amount, $1,400,947.79. For the general fund, debt service will receive $380,191.09. Library will receive $40,667.22. Parks, $191,907.90 for a total of $2,013,724. Prior years collected by the city. We received nothing in April. Year-to-date, $8,673.30. Budget amount, $5,503. Subtotal for year-to-date was $1,083,097.82. Delinquent city taxes collected by Westmoreland County, received nothing in April. Year-to-date, $64,607.39. Budgeted amount, $167,423. Total year-to-date taxes, $1,147,705.21. Distribution, city real estate taxes, as of April 30th, 2023, general fund received $753,511.16. Debt sum received $204,488.87. Library received $22,529.93. Parks received $102,567.86 for a total of $1,083,097.82. Miscellaneous accounts. Real estate transfer tax for April, we received $6,767.78. Year-to-date, $27,162.65. Budget amount for 2023, $89,333. Earned income tax, April, $29,876.84. Year-to-date, $209,076.81. Budgeted amount, $513,898. Mercantile tax, April, $995.74. Year-to-date, $1,889.54. Budget amount $22,579. Local service tax, April, $3,891.63. Year-to-date, $22,894.71. Budget amount $53,357. Tax certifications, April, $1,990. Year-to-date, $8,250. Budget amount $21,940. Municipal lien letters, April, $1,200. Year-to-date, $6,075. Budget amount $14,775. Line usage account, unsecured payments, April, $673. Year-to-date, $10,144. Line usage fee, April, $87,368.72. Year-to-date, $313,896.32. Total account, amount for the year for the line usage account is $324,040.32. Mayor, that concludes my report for the month of April.
Mayor, motion to accept the garbage fees and city real estate taxes collected for the month of April 2023 from the treasurer's report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
At the end of the meeting.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. At this time, I'd like to ask the city controller to give us her report.
Thank you, Mayor. The general fund Charleroy Federal Savings Bank checking accounts bank reconciliation as of April 30th, 2023. The beginning bank balance as of... The beginning bank balance as of March 31st, 2023 was $544,824.13. Deposits made were $843,053.06. Expenses incurred $622,355.55. The ending balance as of April 30th, 2023 was $765,521.64. The outstanding checks, $57,824.42. There are no outstanding deposits. Reconciliation, the balance to the bank statement is $707,697.22. That's my report.
Thank you. At this time, I'll kind of do this as quick as I possibly can. It's been a busy couple of weeks. We now have all the files out of the annex building across the way. They are all in this building now. I'd like to thank the Streets and Parks Department for assisting in getting that done. That was quite an accomplishment. We still have some organization to do over here. And it really brought forth the need for us to seriously consider what documents need to be kept and for how long. There is documents that describe that. The real question is, what is the administrative value to some of these documents? And that's something we'll have to determine. It's my opinion that we need to find an intern through some source to help us go through this and digitize a lot of these documents. That way we can retain them, but yet clean up some of our filing space. The demolitions have been going on quite well. There's 19 sites that have been demoed thus far. They're pulling 7 more from the.
You can't hear back there, I'm telling you.
Well, come sit up here.
Even when I move up front, talk to the damn speaker.
I'm sorry, but you need to move forward or something. Okay, good. The county is pulling 7 more properties that'll be on the agenda tonight. They'll be for demolition purposes. There's 12 more under contract with the clock ticking that they've got their 45 days clock is running. They've got to demo those 12 properties.
Where are they gonna dump the trash?
They say they have to be accounted for appropriately.
Dump it in the neighborhood.
And you can ask questions at the end of the meeting.
I'm just telling you, I'm very concerned because I just got done dumping a tractor trailer load of shit in my neighborhood.
Well,
They're tearing down houses.
they would,
They'll dump it in the
okay,
same neighborhood.
This is the county that's doing this, and first off, they do have requirements. They do have to do it. If they're not doing it properly, contact our code department, and they will address that.
I've already have done that.
Okay?
Still been putting in trash for 3 weeks. And I just so y'all know, I'm from 901 Dennis Avenue, man, her petty court.
That's fine, but quit interrupting the meeting.
No, but I'm not trying to interrupt your meeting, but I also, I'm the.
You are interrupting the meeting.
The pumpkin patch has spent $10,000, and I'm expected to spend my money and have them dumping trash in my neighborhood.
Fine, when we get to the end meeting, you're more than welcome to explain that to us. Thank you.
I understand, but I wanna make sure everybody's clear here to know.
Yeah, that's fine. You have plenty of time to talk about it.
I'm mad, and it's still sitting in my neighborhood. So if we're gonna tear houses down, we need to take them to the landfill.
And the county is supposed to be doing that. If they're not, we will make sure that that happens.
Contractors doing it,
Okay.
dumping it in the neighborhood. Go ahead.
There are 6 commercial properties that are in the works: 523 Donner, 112 Fifth Street, 361, 465, 469 Schoonmaker, and the building on Schoonmaker next to the old motel that was previously removed are all scheduled to come down. We're going to have a public hearing for Act 90 to clear several more properties before our next meeting. And there's many more in the process that title searches, lane notification, and so forth are being done. This is all done using county money. This is all done at the discretion of our county commissioners. And to be real honest with you, if you have problem with it or you have whatever, first off, I think that we owe the county commissioners a thank you for coming to the city to remove any blight. It's something. And I invite you to call them and thank them. We've negotiated a trial plan with Patch Management. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but they basically are planning on coming into town to do a project, potentially, if we approve it, to do one truck, show us how it works. If we like it, great. If we don't have to pay for it, but we can see what their product looks like. And I'm really advocating that we do this on the bottom part of Nash, where Nash comes and meets 3rd Street. That is a very steep hill. It's a bad corner. It is one of the worst roads we have in town. And to be honest, if they can fix that, they can fix anything in town, because that's a combination of asphalt and concrete. It would be a real challenge for them to do that. So Mike and I have been working with a group of what we think are development experts who are planning to debut what they're trying to do sometime in July, maybe August. And it's really trying to get everybody together. So I'm just going to kind of describe some of the people that are on this committee and what their background is. Dave Feehan, and this is not the Dave Feehan previously of City Council, but a different Dave Feehan of the same name. He's out of Maryland. He's noted for his work in Allegheny County, East Liberty, downtown Des Moines, and he is a world-recognized expert in downtown revitalization. For more than 40 years, he's provided leadership and management to successful downtown and business district organizations. He founded and directed a technical assistance center for community development organizations, a public policy organization. He has also authored numerous books and articles, taught at 2 universities, and often quoted by news media throughout North America, the Caribbean, and elsewhere. But to add to that committee is Molly Alexander. She's executive director, Downtown Austin Foundation. Molly has years of experience with downtown Austin building and industry development, and has owned and operated her own retail store. Furthermore, she directs a 501c3 that raises money for downtown revitalization. She would be a strong candidate with both downtown and retail experience. Another one's Melissa Canones. She's deputy mayor of Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Melissa has been the community development director for Lebanon for years. I worked with her to create a downtown business and industry development for Lebanon. Familiar with smaller city, she's very familiar with smaller city Pennsylvania issues, strong in finance and community development experience. Christy Stokes is president of the Greater Downtown District, Duluth, Minnesota. You'd be surprised to know how much Duluth resembles Monessen. A waterfront city, sits on a hill, historic industrial city with brick streets lined to iron range that supplied Pittsburgh with iron ore for steel production. Christie has done a remarkable job in downtown and has also has a strong media background. Beth Weirick is CEO downtown Milwaukee of their building and industrial director. She has 25 years of the biggest and most successful BID in Milwaukee, a riverfront and waterfront town, industrial city, board member of the Industrial Downtown Association. She's hosted the organization for several times. The bottom line is there's 5 people that they pick. That's a number that is manageable. Mike and I will also sit on this board. They're experts in their own fields. They'll be coming to town sometime in July. They will make themselves available for questions and so forth, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that we are moving forward with that. The city, there's another thing that's going on. There is the Westmoreland County Housing Consortium. Current members are Arnold, Jeanette, New Kensington, Scottsdale, and Monessen. It costs us nothing. It requires no commitment from us. Other than being a member, that's the only commitment you have, yet it provides great benefit. It is a group of cities that have opted out such that they retain their own CDBG funds, of which we do. We determine how those CDBG funds are spent. But it gives us access to the home program, there's a state HOME program. That is a program that allows for development of property and so forth. Normally, you have to pay 25% of whatever funds, grants that they provide. But this consortium has enough reserve built into it that we can do this without a matching fund. So it's nothing but a win-win opportunity for us. The sewer project tonight is going to be on the agenda to move forward with Phase 3A and Phase 3B. Everybody wants to know what Phase 3A and 3B is. Phase 3A is a cured-in-place pipe rehabilitation of 10,170 linear feet of pipe with diameter ranging in size from 8 inches to 24 inches. 3 new manholes and 458 vertical feet of manhole lining. The project includes videoing the pipeline, cleaning the lines, laboratory testing, service utility exploration, spot repairs as necessary, bypass plumbing, and traffic control. You'll see on the agenda that this is some $1.6 million to do that thing, which happens to be, coincidentally, some $400,000 to $500,000 more than what our engineer estimated it would be. Phase 3B is centrifugally cast concrete pipe as opposed to cured-in-place pipe. This is centrifugally cast concrete pipe. It's rehabilitation of 5,795 linear feet of pipe with diameters ranging in size from 36 inches to 84 inches. It includes 8 new manholes. It also has the same things they're doing with the videoing, the cleaning of the lines, the laboratory testing, the subsurface exploration, spot repairs as necessary, and bypass plumbing, and traffic control. For whatever that's worth, the bid that we're going to be looking at today is $3.2 million. Engineering thought it was going to be $5 million. So that came way under what our engineering thought it would be. So make that however you think it should be. There's a gentleman that contacted us from Johnson Masonry Restoration. He's in Stockdale, just down 88. He's very interested in the parking garage. He thinks that he can rehabilitate the bottom part of the parking garage and use it for a business that he wants to bring into town. All these things require planning, zoning boards, and so forth, but we could even make it contingent on him cutting the top part loose and rehabilitating the top part too. So maybe we can do something with him, maybe not. I'm not advocating anything tonight, but just want to make sure people are aware. Just for information purposes, WEC estimated it would cost $1.2 million or $1.1 million to fix the garage, to rehabilitate the garage. And they estimated, and we've got a bid in for about $100,000 to demolish the garage. So this would give us an opportunity to do something, to keep the garage, to keep it doing parking, to provide something for a business. We can put all kinds of stipulations in it, but that's just something that we're talking about. We'll have more about that later on at a future meeting. Last but not least, I want to make sure everybody knows that this coming next Thursday at this time, May the 18th at 6:30 here at City Hall, we'll have a town hall meeting. Not a council meeting, but a town hall meeting. This town hall meeting will have the CMU students here to present their final report. The CMU students are the group of students that the Westmoreland County Land Bank got to consult with to come up with a plan to use with all this land that they're demolishing. Also, Tom Hardy's here. He'll give us a talk here real quick about his Blythe plan, and Janet Parker, he'll be there at that meeting, and Janet Parker of the County Department of Planning and Development will also be there. Janet Parker, coincidentally, is the person that's coordinating that Westmoreland County Home Consortium. So if there's any questions about what that is or how that works or whatever, you're welcome to come to that meeting. We can talk it all out. At this time, I'd like to invite Tom Hardy of Palo Alto Consulting to give us a short presentation on his final version of the Blythe plan that he's put together.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council, residents and community members of Monessen. Appreciate the opportunity to be back with you tonight. Again, a little bit of background. My name's Tom Hardy. I am a consultant that works with municipalities across Western Pennsylvania on doing work around blight, housing, and other community development activities. So for those of you that I haven't met yet, I'm here through a grant that the city applied for and received from the state's Department of Community and Economic Development. I've been working probably about the past 9 months on the blight plan. I was here before you back in February to give you the presentation on the draft. I'm not going to ask you to sit through the same presentation again, but I do want to make a couple points about what a blight plan is and why it's important. I'll hit a couple of the highlights, and then I'll take any questions that you have. So the blight plan, what a blight plan is, it's basically we're taking all of the information around what the city is doing on blight and all of the data related to blight, so information on number of vacant properties, existing conditions, sale prices, everything that relates to blight. We're putting it in one place, in one document that's a publicly available document. All of that is organized. There's copies over there if you want to take a look at it. So it's important to bring that all into one document. So a little bit about what's in the plan and kind of the process that we went through to create the plan. So we don't start, I didn't start from scratch, right? There's work here that's been done for years, and so part of my work coming in is familiarizing myself with all of that work, right? And so that includes the comprehensive plan, the work that you've done as council to pass ordinances related to blight, so everything from like the tax forgiveness program, vacant property registration, all of that information gets incorporated. And then the other part of what I was doing related to the blight plan is attending meetings and listening to what folks had to say around priorities around blight. And so some of the things that have kind of continually bubbled to the surface around that is the importance of connecting folks that might be renters right now that are interested in becoming homeowners, connecting those folks with resources to help allow them to do that. Because a lot of folks thought, hey, we have certainly we're tearing down homes in the community that are beyond the point of being able to be rehabbed, but there are others that are vacant that could be homes for someone to rehab, right? And so we also know that folks are paying in rent right now a lot of times more than they might pay on a mortgage. So if they can get into a program and be connected with resources to help them qualify for a mortgage, we can help move them from a rental situation into a home ownership situation, and in the process may be able to help address a vacant house in the community. So that was one thing that we heard. Another thing that came up, and this came up a couple times, including at the Economic Summit in January, where folks are really interested in being a part of thinking through what comes next after these demolitions that the mayor referred to are happening. What comes next on those vacant lots? You're gonna hear more about, that's part of what the CMU students looked at. What we heard from some of the meetings that we were at is that folks, neighbors are interested in a process whereby they could purchase the adjoining vacant lot, right, as a side yard perhaps. So that's something that came through this process. And then the other thing that, is something that is really what I would say is kind of the primary, kind of the starting point at addressing blight, the front end, which is code enforcement, right? And making sure that supporting the work that your code enforcement officer Marvin are doing. What do I mean by that? So specifically now we've worked, and the county has basically an online code enforcement software where the city can actually communicate directly with the county on vacant properties that are a priority, right? So that's something that will help feed into the demolitions that the county is doing. So again, one way where the city can help communicate priorities directly to the county, and we can do that through the code enforcement office. So let me just conclude my remarks by answering the question of, well, why is the blight plan important, right? We have all these plans. Do we really need another plan? Do we need one related to blight? So how I would answer that is that blight is an issue that affects a lot of different communities across Pennsylvania, right? And we know that with the new governor's administration, blight is going to be a priority across the state. From time to time, there's funding that becomes available for cities to apply for to address blight. Well, one of the first things that they ask in an application process is, what is your plan? Has it been shared? Has the community been involved in the development of the plan? Has it been formally adopted by city council? So that's how I would answer the question of, why is a blight plan important? So with that, I don't want to take up more of your time than I have to, because I know you have a busy agenda, but I'll pause there to see if there are any questions or comments.
Yeah, I got it. You said you'd like to get some neighbors to perhaps purchase the land that's adjacent to them or across the street. Up to today, how many did you get so far?
So this was something, Ernie, that we heard in conversations about what was important. Folks brought up the idea of, hey, this house next to my house is getting torn down. Is there a way that I can acquire that as a side yard?
But
Right,
does
so
anybody
that's-
have a list of? which
So
people-
that's kind of what you're bringing up is what's going to be the next step, right? This is to identify what the priorities are, and then the next piece of work is how do we make those things happen?
So Tom, who is gonna do the next step? You're after, or the city?
No, he establishes a plan. The land bank, the county land bank is the people that typically own the land. So it would be them that you would work with.
So you're the
It-
land bank.
Yes,
The land bank,
county land bank.
county land bank.
Yeah,
But all the
com-
properties that are dilapidated in this town, they're not owned by any individual, the county owns them all now.
County owns the vast majority of them, yes. They did that through the judicial process, and we can talk about that more.
Purchasable,
Yes,
and we get our own tear downs on them.
yes, they're purchasable, and that's what this really defines as a way that people can purchase the lots.
Say, is there a list of that? Is there a list of the properties?
That list is developing every day.
I'm being honest with y'all right now, seriously, I'm out of Texas. I bought property, I would like to get my parents love it.
Well, okay,
I'm interested, but how, nobody knows what's going on?
well, come talk to me, and I will be more than happy to explain it. The lots are, vacant lots are, after they demo them, they have a program right now, they call it the side lot program. If your piece of property adjoins a lot that they have just demolished, you can buy that lot for $500. If it's not directly adjoining your property, you'll have to talk to them and work something out.
What about the pumpkin patch?
Pumpkin patch is not for sale.
I just demoed it all 2 years ago for y'all.
Yeah,
I put $10,000 in that property to get it all cleaned up.
yeah, that's not for sale.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm just saying, I'm very interested.
It is not. It there's DCNR requirements attached to that land. it cannot be developed. It can become a park, and that is the extent of that. It can't become a garage, it can't become a business, it can't become a residence. It has to retain as a park
There's a grant on it, correct?
because of the way that that property was done, yes. Yeah, it's tied to the lien, we can't change that.
Like, I think I understood it right, maybe not. You're working with the grant, right? You get paid by the grant.
Correct, the city received a grant to pay for the work that
So
I'm
you can do because they're paid. Wherever other city pays you, they do the same, right?
That's that's basically, that's the job I have, is to do work like this in other communities around.
But there's nothing wrong with everybody, so everybody
The
can.
people that are coming here from out of town, from Milwaukee, and that, group that you talked
Mhm.
about, they also come here through a grant.
Private sector
It'd
funding.
be
They
private.
also come here through a grant. If I wanna ask you.
No, there's not, it's not grant, there's not grant money, it's private sector money.
Fat boy.
Come on, take it easy.
Bad boy.
Take it, slow down. Let's keep it on track here. Let's keep it on
It's
track.
private sector funding, Pino, is what we put it
If
in.
I don't like you, you're a liar.
Oh, joy.
That's all you are.
Here we go.
Come on, let's just drop, okay. Okay, keep it,
The city worker, they get maybe $2,000-3,000 a year. You got 10 grand for doing another damn thing.
hey, come on now, let's keep it to what we're doing here.
By kissing their butt. That's all you do.
Is there any other questions about the Blythe plan that
You can laugh, fat boy.
we put together?
I am laughing.
Come on,
Hey, teachers use the foul language.
come on, just, both of you stop it, just stop it.
So that the layman understands.
Yes.
Okay, they're gonna agree with your contract tonight. Where do you go next? What's your next move? What do you do daily?
So,
With all the county stuff going on, where do you fit in with that?
yeah, so basically the next step, Dell, is, so the plan kind of outlines some general goals, right? And the next part is coming up specifically with a roadmap of how to get there, right? And specific things that need to be done, right? So I will be involved in continuing to work with, like, the Blighted Property Review Board and the mayor and city administrator on those things.
Let me follow up the question that I think you just done. I want to ask you.
Do you play any part in looking at homes to tell, are they worth keeping, or are they, do you play any role?
No, yeah.
Who makes that decision?
They tear two houses down. The last month meeting, they were talking about two houses they tear down somewhere.
It's on 14th Street that I personally live on Maple, adjacent street, which could have been, and I discussed this last meeting, they could have been under Monessen's tax program, but they were torn down, and the answer I received is because of the area they were in, they were considered nuisance.
I got a phone call from a couple of the residents up there after that last meeting. And they said that although those buildings looked fairly reasonable from the outside, inside they had been stripped, gutted, and were very difficult to do anything with.
But Mayor, that's every house in Monessen.
That may be, but the point being is, nobody wanted that piece of property.
How do you know?
I've had people coming by and I've been passing out lists. It's been on the list, it went through the county, you could have gone to the judicial sale, it was all public.
Did I hear you correct last month that you said those houses perfectly?
Let's keep it to the Blythe plan.
I had this passed away yesterday. My question is, I own property at 901 Dennis. If I buy one lot right here, and then tomorrow you tear this one down, well, you're telling me you're gonna sell them to me for $500 a piece?
If they're next to you, yeah, that's right.
Buy every lot you got in this town.
Okay?
You think I'm bullshitting?
Well, you have to buy it through the land bank. It's not me that's selling them, by the way.
I'm gonna give you my card.
Well, I don't have anything to do with it. It's the land bank that
Buy
does
every
it.
lot you tear down, and that's not being a butthole, okay? And I'm not being, listen to me, I own property here already, so I'm not being mean. If they're gonna tear lots down at $500 a piece, I'm gonna buy every one you got.
He got so much, yeah.
I know, I'm just telling everybody. That's what they're gonna do. I'm not gonna buy that. You got my card.
The County Redevelopment Authority and the County Land Bank are one and the same.
So y'all heard me right now.
And, okay, let's keep on moving. Is there any other questions about the Blythe plan? Okay, would somebody like to make my motions, starting with B? Can I have order again? Can we have silence and let's get on with this meeting? It's going to be all night long.
Oh, no. Are you gonna approve his, light plan?
Somebody needs to make the motion. Can somebody make the motion for me?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the blight plan for the city of Monessen developed by Tom Hardy of Palo Alto Consulting, Inc.
Is there a second? Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the sealed bid and only bid received, opened on May 11th at 5 p.m. in the city of Monessen at City Hall, submitted by Westcom Two-Way Radio Sales and Services of Lower Borough, Pennsylvania. In response to a bid offering for the city of Monessen for fire station portable radios for Monessen volunteer firefighters, required under funding guidelines of the Community Development Block Grant Program in amount of $49,996.35. The bid proposal specifics are attached to this agenda as Exhibit 1.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution of council of the city of Monessen, Westmoreland County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, declaring its intent to follow the schedules and procedures for retention and disposition of records as set forth in Municipal Records Manual approved on December 16, 2008, as amended July 23, 2019. Attached as Exhibit 2 to this agenda.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to accept the details of a pilot project in the city of Monessen offered by Patch Management, Inc. The motion will be to accept the quotation, hashtag number 29746 of Patch Management, Inc. in the amount of $6,000 to apply 6 tons of their road patch material beginning at the bottom of Nash Street and continuing up the hill on Nash Street until the material is fully expended. If after 3 hours of pothole filling occurs and the city of Monessen is not fully satisfied with the product, operations will be halted and there will be no charge for the repairs made. Attached as Exhibit 3.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Is there a discussion first?
Read it as a motion, then we can discuss it after a second.
Motion to authorize the submission and advertising of the bid request and related information for consideration by potential buyers for the purchase of the annex building of the city of Monessen located at 557 Donner Avenue in the city of Monessen.
Is there a
Second.
second? Anybody like to talk about this?
Yes, Mayor. After reading the report, there's no mold in that building.
Not according to the report.
That was established.
Yeah, but I mean, it just kind of, I just kind of, after reading through all this documentation, I mean, it's just, I know it sounds like old news, but it just fathens me that we've spent money back and forth,
Yeah.
changing buildings and buildings and buildings, just now to get to sell a building. I mean,
But the
but-
mayor says he's gonna sell it.
so, but that's all I want to talk about. I mean, just reading through this, I just thought it was funny.
The only reason why we're over here is because we were told that there was mold.
There was
and
mold.
and
That's what the
$70,000
report
was
was at
spent.
the time.
There's
Lois
no-
and Tony were there, and that's what the report said, there was mold in the
yeah,
building.
There's just no mold. So-
Maybe they actually fixed the problem and the mold died. If you stopped the water from coming in.
Well, I think
it
mold
dries
just
out.
grows, even if you stop moisture, I mean, it's just, but anyway, we'll just go forward, I just wanted to say that.
Call the roll.
You said you had a question?
I'm sure it's very frustrating for all of us to find out, so someone says there's mold, and someone comes in and tells you there's mold, but you find out there's not mold. So that person responsible for, let's say that there was somebody that isn't, is that person liable for money that perhaps, I'm just curious.
Nope.
It's a shame, I'm sorry for you guys.
No.
Whatever happened to the idea that you brought in one of the meetings that you said, whenever we have a large crowd, we'll have the meeting next door because this place doesn't have a meeting. What happened to that idea?
The first thing I did is I cleared off all the cubicles that were over there and made more seating. So far, we've not run into a problem.
No, but I'm just saying what you said.
Yeah.
You said that you see a problem, but in case if there's too many people coming here, then you'd be able to move into the other, right there.
Well, it's not really configured
So
for.
you basically, you said the same thing, they're gonna do this, they're gonna, you need crap.
Pino, are you referring to, I'm confused, are you referring to over there?
Yeah.
Well, I think the
thought that was
capacity,
down
and the
at
chief
the
would be able to tell us better than I can.
Civic Center.
Civic Center.
Capacity over there isn't a whole heck of a lot more over than over here.
May I, Tony?
Yeah, sure, Don.
Pino, my understanding was if we were over capacity for here, it wasn't going to be over there. It was going to be at the Civic Center.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It was not going to be there.
Right.
Well, I thought it was gonna be here, that's the way he said.
No.
No, the Civic Center is
That's
Civic Center has horrible acoustics, and I'd like to avoid that.
On the other city,
the Civic Center.
Civic Center.
As you can see, though, I don't think there's any requirement yet.
the old National Guard.
Right.
I counted 14 people tonight, which is an improvement.
Better than last meeting.
There was 10 last meeting.
That's all I have, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Call the roll,
You're
please.
welcome.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to award the contract for sewage project Phase 3A, MON-2022-03 to Inside Piping Contracting LLC as the apparent low bidder for Phase 3A in an amount of $1,693,493.75 based upon the following. Based upon an analysis of WC engineers, there appears to be sufficient funds to complete all project costs. WC Engineers believes that based upon an analysis of their general qualifications and experience record that the lowest bidder has the ability to successfully perform under the terms and conditions of the proposed contract. The low bidder provided verification that they have not been suspended or disbarred to receive the contract. The low bidder's bid package contains evidence of the bidder's authority and qualifications to do business, pending occurrence with USDA review processes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution of the City of Monessen, County of Westmoreland, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, approving and authorizing the First Amendment to the Equalization Tank Project Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement by and between the Mon Valley Sewage Authority and the City of Monessen, attached as Exhibit 4.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion to approve the following property sales from the county repository to the county land bank for purposes of demolishing the structures on the following properties. 2002-07-0163, 457 Clarendon Avenue. 2002-06-0571, 646 Locust Street. 2002-06-0346, 623 Marguerite Street. 2002-06-0392, 914 Marguerite Street. 2002-06-0391, 916 Marguerite Street. 2002-07-0116, 411 Motherwell Avenue. 2002-07-0117, 413 Motherwell Avenue.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Let me take this one here real quick. I've requested that the city assist the school district in providing security at the school for the remaining 16 days of the school year, and that's primarily because their school resource officer resigned, and they needed some additional support up there.
Charge them a lot of money.
They will pay their wages while that's taking place.
Mayor, question, is this at the elementary, middle school, high school?
All of
It's,
them.
it bounces back and forth between them. They're between two people now. It'll be between former Police Chief Gibby and Gibson
Okay.
and a police officer.
Just have some questions though. If an officer hypothetically was hurt during the duties of looking at the school, does the school's health, our insurance will take over that?
Our insurance, we have a memorandum of understanding between the two of us that's been in
Okay.
place for some period of time.
Okay. Another thing, let's say by any chance a lawsuit was put in place because someone thought their civil rights was.
Same problem.
Same problem, okay. All right, that's all I wanted to ask, if it's on our coattails or our
Right.
schools.
One of the things that they've been trying to do, just so everybody's aware of this, is they've been trying to hire a new school safety officer, and they've had difficulty doing that. I think this summer is going to be a time when we can work with them to talk to them to see if maybe we we get a couple officers under the city that they work up there and they split the cost, annual cost with us or something like that. They work for the school 6 months and work for us for 6 months. It's just something we can talk about over the summer and figure out if there's any way to work forward with that or not.
Thank you, Mayor.
When you say the dispatch of Monessen police officers, would this be an on-call basis sort of thing?
No, I've assigned a police officer over there for 6 hours a day during the school day.
So it's not exactly a dispatch, it would be assigning someone there.
Well, call it whatever you want, but yes, that's true.
Yeah, just clarification, because someone that's assigned there for 6 hours, a little difference if they were dispatched by 911 to go assist.
This is not being dispatched by 911. This is being dispatched by order of the mayor in
Okay by
cooperation
me.
with the school.
It's okay by me, I just want a clarification on it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
So are we making a motion on that?
There's no motion to be made on that.
All right, motion to satisfy certain liens established by the city of Monessen before the year 2003 that are based upon CDBG funds that had a 5-year term that has since expired.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to award the contract for sewage project Phase 3B, MON 2022-04, to Municipal and Contractors Sealing Products, Inc. as a parent low bidder for Phase 3B in amount of $3,688,889 based upon the following. Based upon analysis of WEC engineers, there appears to be sufficient funds to complete all project costs. WEC Engineers believes that based upon analysis of general qualifications and experience record, that the lowest bidder has the ability to successfully perform under the terms and conditions of the proposed contract. The low bidder provided verification they have not been suspended or disbarred to receive the contract. The low bidder's bid package contains evidence of the bidder's authority and qualifications to do business. Pending concurrence with USDA review processes,
Yeah, that last part's a typo.
Disappeared.
That's a typo.
Yeah. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
This
Call-
was the one that you said was gonna be 6 million?
They thought it was gonna be 5, so it came in $1.4 million under.
Nice.
Is that gonna save us money?
It gives us the opportunity to do more sewer lines in the future.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, we got
These ain't gonna come back.
more to do than we've got money to do it with, I promise you that. All right, call the roll.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Moser.
Yes. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Councilman Orchakowski, Director of Accounts and Finance.
My last meeting. Motion to pay the following invoices from the general fund in the amount of $34,403.02. All invoices are attached to the agenda as attachment A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Make a motion to pay the following invoices from the Parks Fund in the amount of $2,982.27. All invoices are attached to agenda as attachment B.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Make a motion to pay the following invoices from Liquid Fuels Fund in the amount of $12,212.04. All invoices are attached as attachment C.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Make a motion to pay the following invoices from the line usage fund in the amount of $17,667.40. All invoices are attached to the agenda as attachment D.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Recreation Board Fund in the amount of $593.02. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment E.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Grant Fund in the amount of $8,272. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment F.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the refuge account in the amount of $97,034.48. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment G.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Just so people know, that's 2 months.
Call the roll.
Thank you.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $69,448.41 from the general fund to the payroll account to cover payroll expenses.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer from the general account to the healthcare account in the amount of $3,500.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes.
Motion to transfer $8,475.62 from the general fund to pay the City of Monessen Retired Health Employees Health Care Fund, the amount of April 2023.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Moser.
Aye.
And Mayor, the following totos are American Rescue, $261,352.70. Fire escrow, $20,640.92. Line usage, $623,875.34. Rec board, $1,513. Parks has $85,445.22. Payroll has $7,932.13. Healthcare fund has $5,948.93. The general community bank fund, we have a balance still left there to make sure nobody whoever didn't transfer their account yet from the old community bank is $17,072.70, and we will be transitioning that very shortly over to CF Bank. Okay? Refuge account has $285,058.48. Liquid Fuels has $242,720.06. The grant fund has $42,233.66. Debt service has $817,641.10. And the general fund currently has $944,428.69. And one last thing, if you will allow me, before Ernie. So the council knows and everybody knows our TAN note, which the $500,000 we got at the beginning of the year. Our current balance, which will be paid off this month, next meeting, is $61,000, and it is free and clear.
I would like to point out something here. It's very common for municipalities to take out a TAN note, run it all the way through to December, finally get it paid off, and then be right back at the bank on January to get another TAN note. That looks more like a revolving loan plan. And that's the way the city operated for many years. To be honest, this is remarkable that we're able to do this. We took out a TAN note, we treated the TAN note the way a TAN note should be treated. It's tax anticipation note. By the resolution, it's paid off as we get the tax money in. We've done extremely well. My hat's off to the rest of council. Save it till the end.
Yeah, because I want to be real. The total amount of money that Monessen has, when you added all these accounts, how much is it?
Only you would ask me that, Ernie. Let me see. 1, 2.
It's close to $3 million.
About $378 million, $3.78 million.
Okay, so I have one last question. The mayor told us that after June, when all the property taxes is, there's no money coming in between July and December.
That's not true.
No, we never said that.
That's not true.
There's no money coming in after July.
Well, you still have the past taxes that come in.
Those are little increments.
It may be little increments, but it averages around $100,000 a month.
Now I'm asking Tony, how's it gonna cost the last 6 months of this year? Do you have enough money to do that?
Last year, you asked me the same question,
Yeah, I
and we
know.
showed up, and I left the balance of positive
Yeah, but you
$178,000.
have 3 vacant employees, that's why.
Of $175,000 for 3 employees?
Each employee with their taxes and
It doesn't come on close to that,
their
Ernie.
pension plan, insurance.
We are gonna be as diligent as we have been all year. Will it be tight in September, October? I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it always is. We'll do what we need to do. Ask me that question in September when I see if we get any more taxes in, anything else in. We still haven't, Jerry, we still haven't collected, we're about what, 85%?
Approximately.
Yeah, so,
So you got what,
We usually end up around mid to upper 90%.
and that extra 10, 12, 13% will make a difference for me paying bills.
So you're saying, you're confident we're gonna go all the way to December?
Yes, I'm confident we should make it till December. I'll start worrying after December 31st.
It'd be too late.
And it's never too late.
What's it gonna change?
I have,
What's gonna change? It is what it is.
it,
Well, then
we,
they got expenses, keeps popping up.
their expenses just to run the city, okay? We can cut some of them down, we can watch, we do this, the employees do a fantastic job, they know that, not everything gets approved. I said not everything gets approved.
There's quite a few
You don't
things.
see what I see. Mayor, I end my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Lois Thomas, would you like to give us your report?
I'm gonna defer, giving the streets and the library report for this meeting, but just wanted to say, an extra thank you again for all those who participated with the cleanup. We had basically we had about 29 people come out, adults, students, teachers, just people. We had even people from Elizabeth who brought their children for community service. So, and, even Mr. Buffer brought his dump truck, went around instead of waiting for Monday for our workers. He went around with them and collected all the bags and everything else to save the workers from doing that on Monday. But it was a big success. Loads of garbage, but what a couple people said it was not as worse as it was last year. So that's a positive, that there wasn't as much trash all over the grounds as was. But it was a good time. The kids worked hard. I mean, they didn't stop. Once they stopped one time throughout from 9 to 1 to just go get back some water, hit it right back up. They were nonstop. It was amazing how hard these students worked. There are people, if anyone sees an area where they live that they want to work on, if they can get few people from their streets, we'll try to get as many people as we can to come and help them do that block. So I just feel, adopt your own block. I adopt mine. I do it once or twice a month. Adopt your block. 1 or 2 people, adopt your block. Do it once or twice a month. Pick up trash, clean it up, and then our neighborhoods are all clean. It's going to take all of us. You can't expect 30 people, 10 people to clean our own city. We all have to take our part. But thank you once again. It was an excellent job.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
One thing I'd like to point out is State Road as it joins 906 down by the railroad tracks on the other end of town. That actually is in Ross Draver. Part of it. The point being is it's really become quite a trash dump over there on that road. It's horrific. There's carpet that's on the side of the road that blows onto the road one day, and the next day it blows off the road, and it just keeps going back and forth. And yet nobody wants to stop and pick up and get it in the trash bin. The point being is this is Mother's Day this coming weekend. I can't do anything but take care of that this weekend. The following weekend, anybody wants to help me pick up trash out there, I would appreciate the help, but I'm going to try to pick up trash on that section of road that's probably outside the city limits, but it is on the road to Monessen, and it is actually just an eyesore. It's beyond belief. Appreciate it. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Councilman John Nestor to give us his report.
Honorable Mayor, members of council, administrative staff, row offices, and the citizens of Monessen, I'll go ahead and abstain my report until next month. Thank you, Mayor. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Councilman Don Greger, your turn.
I'll give my Parks and Public Property report at the next meeting. However, I do have a motion to approve the Monessen Park Restoration Group request to permit maintenance in the city park, to repair stone walls, power sawing tree trunks to the ground level, and dead tree removal. All materials relative to this motion are attached to this agenda as Exhibit 5.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Anything else?
I do have something in city parks, though. I've been up around the amphitheater, and we need someone to go up there and take a look about putting in maybe French drains and a couple catch basins to stop the flooding that's been occurring up there, washing the mud down into the amphitheater area. Also, too, where that vehicle ran into that wall, that's going to come down on someone. I don't know if the Park Restoration Committee could take a look at that or not. If you're facing the amphitheater, it's on the left-hand side. Somebody ran into that at some time, and I was up there looking at it, going through the park, and it's a danger. It could collapse and someone could get
Were
crushed.
we ever able to catch a person that caused the damage in the park? No.
Chief?
I don't believe so. I don't think it was caught on camera up there. They dealt with it as far as I can recall.
But that is getting to be a danger. If it goes over and somebody's there, a little kid or something, they're gonna get killed. Take a look at it, Chief. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Well, now's the time everybody was waiting for, me especially. I'll open the floor to public comment on any item you want.
Easy
My
to,
name tag, that's me.
Couple thank yous first. I want to thank everybody for their cooperation with the radios and seeing the importance in that. Going through the town in the last couple weeks, a lot of community support on that subject and everything, and I want to thank everybody personally for making that happen. Another thank you for the parks restoration. We're going to do some good work here, as we've done in the past, and it's good to get that approval. One last thing, on the parking garage. I'm not a big fan of the parking garage as it stands today, how it looks, but I think if we're gonna move the city forward at any point, it's a vital piece. And maybe one thing to consider would be, the world seems to be going electric and everyone's so, happy about that. And if we can maybe get a grant to promise that we go partial electric or
Charging
something like that.
stations.
Charging stations, you're probably easier to get a grant that way. But I think if we're going to move forward, we must.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all, but I will say that the grant that the state is offering for charging stations requires you be within 1 mile of the interstate. And I think that 1 mile we're just past that,
A little bit.
just a little bit.
Stretch it a little bit. But I think it's worth, I think it's worth looking into, though, that if you're gonna have so many charging stations on the top and the bottom, I think that you would get some.
Oh, I don't disagree. I think
politicians
that's a big thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Hello, Your Honor, gentlemen, councilwoman. I just want to say on behalf of my late father, Joe Sipley, who served our city for 14 devoted years, I want to thank His Honor the Mayor and our council members for honoring my late dad for the 23rd of the month. I think it was last month. I missed the meeting. I didn't know when the meeting was, or else I would have been here. I just want to say thank you from the Sipley family, from our hearts to yours. God bless you, you're doing a great job. 2 other things. The speeding on 3rd Street, Mayor Sapesky Way, is really, really bad. I live at Valley Manor. It is horrendous. And the other thing is that when they did the drain going out towards by George's, I ruined my car, didn't even see the bump, and my bearing's bad. Because it's like the dip. If we can get that repaired, other than that, everything else is great. But thank you so very much.
Yeah, and I apologize. I've been meaning to call WEC and ask them to please do something about that.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
still
it's
a
gotten
problem.
worse.
Yeah, it's still a
Yeah.
problem.
Okay, but other than that, everything's great. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your
The
time.
chief wanted to mention something.
One thing real quick on that 3rd Street. I know somebody thought it was a good idea to remove that stop sign where the old steps were. But I think if you put that back, it would buffer that, force them to slow down before the high rise.
They don't have to stop now.
What really scares me is later this year. Once they get through with the sewer project and they finish doing the 3rd Street, we have CDBG money to redo 3rd Street. The problem with that is that will do nothing but encourage speeding even more so if there's not all the bad road to go down. So we do need to think about how we can address that.
I have a question, real quick. First of all, Mayor, that's very lovely that you want to, I was thinking maybe some volunteer-based Boy Scouts, something like that might be able to help. I was just throwing out. Second of all, 2nd Street's become a primary road too. 2nd Street, from coming down, from Boyd on down, I mean, they're by the grace of God and their children back there. I'm being honest with you. And, yeah, and also, and I can understand 3rd Street, but is there any way, like, I'm not sure about 3rd Street. I mean, is 2nd Street, is there even a foot, now again, here we go with roads, I don't know if it's Pendleton or city, like speed bumps?
Part of the problem there, if I'm not mistaken, is visibility is just horrendous.
Well, at night, when I sit on that porch, I'm at the corner of 2nd and 4th, okay, right there. Those cars are going 50, 60, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's no good.
So if a speed bump, eventually everybody's gonna know you're gonna wreck your car or you're gonna slow down. I mean, I don't know, I'm not saying, I'm just merely.
Suggestions.
That may be something. I don't know what PennDOT would say about a speed bump on their highway, but Second Street, Second Street is our road. The problem,
I mean, it might be something to consider before somebody really gets hurt.
I have a suggestion. Why don't our police sit down there and give them tickets for speeding?
they do give lots of tickets too.
Would you tie up their time in situations where,
Oh,
if you're aware that there's a speed bumps, you're not gonna go flying at 50 miles an hour. You just
It's interesting. If you go to, I used to do a lot of traveling in Mexico on my motorcycle. There's always 3 speed bumps on every little community in Mexico. The first one's to slow you down. The second one, in the middle of town, will always have people out there trying to sell you something when you have to come to almost a stop to get over the speed bump. And the third one is just to let you know you're out of town, you can get going again. But those speed bumps are so radical, if you hit them at more than about 30 miles an hour, you're going to damage a wheel. And let me tell you, I know that from experience because I came back from Mexico with an oblong wheel on a motorcycle.
And that's what I'm saying. These young people don't care for whatever reason for the idea of speed, are gonna say, oh, here we go, we got speed bumps coming. So there's a thought process, perhaps.
Well, speed bumps might be something.
Council looked at that a long time ago at a couple places. And if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, even if it's a city road, that requires PennDOT approval.
Oh, really?
You cannot put a speed bump anywhere you want.
Especially on a hill.
Anywhere. It's no different than if you don't have an existing stop sign, even somewhere in the city, and you wanna put a stop sign up, I believe that requires PennDOT to approve it.
Well, maybe it can be looked into it.
Yeah, and we probably should.
They've been talking about this for a long time, but I think there's something with residential areas and speed bumps in a third-class city or something.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed.
Plus, it would it's a good idea, but there would cause, the havoc that could cause if you put speed bumps around for the guys in plows, that would be a nightmare for them.
Do you have a police sit down at the bottom of the hill?
I see what you're saying.
I think she's talking about the top.
Can the city get like a regular type vehicle for our police department, for like VASCAR? As soon as they see our marked vehicles, our police department does one great job. They're the best officers and we got the best chief in the world. But if we had like a regular unmarked car, like my Toyota Scion or something, like how PennDOT does it, somebody sitting in a regular vehicle, as soon as they see that car, boom, they're automatically slowing down. They can catch more that way with just a regular vehicle.
That's what I say.
And somebody up on a hill like Second Street, either place, being unmarked. One unmarked and one marked, but it's happening all through.
Add that to your list of challenges there, Chief.
Me too. I got a baby and grandkids. I know.
Don't mean to interrupt you. I think I said something to Tony, maybe beginning of the year, this whole, pandemic money, what have you. They have, like if you go down the hill in the West Loop, they have those little radar speed signs. I'd maybe try to price those, see if we could get 1 or 2 of those, put those, and make them mobile. Put them in a certain area for so long, maybe that will.
Yeah, Rush Draper has that too on Route 201 by Old Miss James and Rush Draper Estates. They got that, but people still fly. It's a shame, they still go 40 and 30.
Maybe it's just.
Okay.
You're right, Chief. That's the eye. And I'm sorry, ma'am, forgive me.
It's all right, you had an important message to share. Excuse my voice. Madeline Dudas, 32 Shaw Drive, Monessen. I'm here to say that I'm against the loading zone for the property between the library and Lucchese's. I think the council needs to sit down with the authority and have better communications with them, because I can't imagine that this person who bought it, and I'm not aware of them or their business, it just seems that if you needed a loading zone, that should have been made clear to the authority, or the authority should have been questioning them about what their total needs were when they bought that property. Also, when I came down to Honor and saw that there's a trailer parked in the area that is library land. And so not only now did they need a loading zone, but they're already expanding and they haven't even opened yet. and they're taking the library property, which
There is
is
no
so
library
little.
property there. The property line on the library ends at the building. There is no property beyond that the
We had
library
that
has.
marked.
It's
And there
improper.
was, we had it measured, and I'll have to get those papers and see what those papers are.
You know what she's talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he does. He's saying the library building is in.
Yeah, there is no space.
No, that property used to be the redevelopment authority.
Yeah.
From
But I
the
thought
building,
I thought the
Okay.
library
Straight.
had 25 feet.
the
No, they do
library
not.
doesn't own,
Okay.
and doesn't own anything, let's be straight here.
Yeah.
The city owns the library.
Yeah.
The library doesn't own its
Well,
own
I
building.
thought it was just 25 feet
No,
that was allotted.
and
to
from where the
No,
library,
it was part that was Mandarino and Parenti had put in the original, plans that they did for that library. So I have to see those papers that
Right.
I gave them to the library. when
from
I
the
went there,
library
so.
over and all that lot there, that was redevelopment authority, up to somewhere close to Lucchesi's.
Right.
It didn't go all the way to Lucchesi's, and then went stopped at that tree,
Sure, the Christmas tree.
where the Christmas tree was at.
And I don't know why that property wasn't put in the classifieds to say that it was for sale. I think if we had any vision, if anybody had any vision for Monessen, you would want to say, do you want to have this kind of business between a fine dining restaurant and the library? Obviously, this is going to expand into, there's gonna be parking in front of the library that they need, there's gonna be parking in front of Lucchesi's, I'm assuming. I'm going to go to dinner and have to park down a block away and get to the restaurant because of how this is going to explode. Everybody's gonna tell me that isn't gonna happen, but I think it is, and I think that that's very unfortunate because I think that, really, either the person wasn't aware of how much they were needing, or the council didn't sit down and thoroughly investigate what they were doing when they sold this property, and why they never approached the library to say about this property, knowing that the children have used that lot with their permission over the years. And had that been classified, I personally know that I could have gotten in touch with a group of people, we could have bought that property and donated it to the library. So that would not have been a problem if, I think things should have been done properly, which I don't think they were. I know in the past, council and authority have always worked together and been aware of one another when they're doing something like this. And if they're not doing that, then I certainly encourage you to get started in doing it before we have more of these unusual situations. If we had a vision for this town, is it gonna be a village? Is it gonna be an industrial center? What's it going to be you know, we've had people come into the museum where I volunteer that have brought their children to the school, to Douglas. And so they're roaming around and they come in and they start talking and that. And they wanna know what's going on. Is there a revitalization or what's going on in this town? And there's no vision. You can't say, well, this is where we're headed. We would like to do this and we'd like to do, there are some things. We say that we're getting rid of the blight and we're going to be hopefully using those properties for small businesses that will come in and will be helpful for the community, will help to give service and that. But I think that to put that loading zone there is just gonna be a very unfortunate thing for the community. And I would like to not see it happen.
Thank you.
Good for you. I agree with you 100%.
Peanut, 15062. I think that you did talk about the parking garage, right? And what did you come up with? Anything?
You mean since we talked about the parking
No,
garage?
I'm talking about you guys in general.
Well, we have the specifics that WC came up when they looked at the garage, what it would cost to tear it down and what it would cost to rehab it.
So what does it cost to rehab?
$1.1 million is what they told us. $1.1 million.
So somebody wants to buy it for how much?
We don't know yet.
Don't know.
And they're gonna put $1 million in it?
Well,
I don't think it takes that
they're
much.
not trying to make it a
How about
parking
the
garage.
construction company actually put in a bid on that, not an engineering company.
Right.
I mean, construction company do have engineers.
Right.
So I'm not talking about a Mickey Mouse.
The outfit that wants to buy it is a company that does
I'll thank you.
masonry work.
So is that something we could do, that we can put out for an estimate or no?
We can do lots of things. We can talk
So we
about it.
can-
We can talk about it. We needed to sign, the county has already refused to demo it. they can't demo it, so that, write that off. We don't have any money set aside to demo buildings at all, period, other than what we have for CDBG, and that's pretty well committed. To rehabilitate that is beyond our ability as well. The point being is we have a company that wants to do something with that building. He says he'll clean it up, enclose it, and make it a storage area
It's
for
gonna
his
be
stuff.
the same deal that they made with the, health center.
No.
The health center was sold for 250 grand, and they got 800,000, so what's the scoop on this one? Same
I don't
thing.
know that this is gonna happen at all. This is, all I'm saying is there's been somebody that says that they can set up a business there. They do masonry pointing. They sell equipment, they rent equipment, they sell
I think
material.
That lady that just spoke a minute ago, she made a lot of sense. You guys do a lot of things, say a lot of things, especially you. Say a lot of things, but do nothing. The city still looks like, don't know which direction it's going. But that's not what I wanna say right now. Okay, on Monday, I went to the city, and I worked with that machine that they were supposed to do that blacktop, that Bomac, that's what it's called, Bomac. 500/15 or 505/60. You know what I'm talking about? The one with the blacktop?
You talking one?
What they did on Donner?
Pardon?
What they did on Donner?
I don't know what they did on Donner.
But they repaved the Donner down.
No, I'm talking about patch the pothole. The guy that come up and spoke about the patching of the
Okay,
pothole.
so you actually went and saw where
Yeah, I
he's
went
doing
and seen it. I got pictures of it because I was there physically.
Cool, I'd like to see that.
I was in the equipment watching it with the supervisor, how it works.
Very cool.
And I thought it did a great job.
Okay?
Okay, they did. Takes 7 people to do it. Okay, 7. There's 3 pieces of equipment. And then you have a truck. It's got it in it. I think you seen part of it.
Yeah, I did.
And a sweeper, and then a roller. And then there's 4 laborers, okay? But that machine moves like a snail, very slow. It only works, to my understanding, on blacktop. Because it can mill cement, at least the one that I've seen, the Bomac 500/16, that is made in Germany, but they sell them in this country. That's the reason that I'm bringing that up, because it cost $175,000 to buy the machine.
I don't have a clue if that's the same thing with.
Oh yeah, it's exactly the same thing. I'll show you in a minute.
I know I found one that was up in the Netherlands, but it was huge.
It's a German-made machine.
Pino, what you showed me, it looked like it was a grinder that would mill off,
That's what it does.
and
When you
then
see
you'd
those
have to put the
squares-
asphalt in, and you'd
when
have
you
to
see
roll it,
those-
correct?
Yes. And then what it does about this wide, and then they go right down and do how far you wanna go. Okay, now if you wanna make it wider, you gotta run it twice, or 3 times, or 4 times to make it wider. But at the end of the day, the machine is great. I do gotta say that much. It just takes blacktop, and then Russell Industry out of 376, which is inside of the city of Pittsburgh, they sell a binder, which is nothing more than a liquid binder. I think I explained that to you, right? And then the machine takes the dirt out, the sweeper comes in and cleans it. 2 people put the binder in there, they put in there with a broom. The truck backs up, put the blacktop on it with 2 guys by hand. And then you got the roller come in and rolls it on top, and if it's uneven, they make it even. Okay, and it does a great job. But the machine is only 190 grand. Okay.
So you would need the machine, you would need the roller.
Well, the roller, we should have a roller, right? Or a
No.
sweeper. You got a sweeper? You need a roller, man. But I mean, it's $170-some thousand. You can see it. If you sit there, but if you go down, they got all 3 pieces of equipment.
Okay, I know exactly what, this isn't the same thing as we're looking at. This isn't even close at. This is what they actually, I drive 66 every day, and they just blacktopped 5.5 miles of 66, because it was a nightmare to get home, and that's exactly what they used. It sat right down, the trucks pull up, they put the asphalt in, it cuts the path
So what's this
perfectly.
one?
For some reason,
This
I
one
don't know what it
is a self-contained unit, if I'm right, Mayor, that this actually has a boom, and from what we've been told, it cleans out the area where the pothole is. It actually puts the hot patch in there and it has a binder in there.
It does, this machine that you just looked at, it does clean the bottom out. The only
Right,
reason-
that grinds it down to the road.
And also
Then-
moves, it throws
Yes.
the stuff they take out of there, the milling,
Right.
inside the truck.
Tresco who was there this whole last 2 weeks on 66 paving. They're an asphalt
So,
company.
so it's clean, this is.
It's perfect. It looks absolutely stunning.
And anyway, but this is like what I'm trying to tell you is, it might be, maybe what you're seeing is the right one, maybe I've seen the wrong one.
I think
But
it's
to do-
totally different than what you're talking about, unfortunately. The one you're talking about is absolutely what, the smaller brother of the big commercial units. This
Well-
isn't like that. This you can, supposedly we've been told, the gentleman can sit in the cab and control the boom arm and everything
That's what he
from,
does, one guy.
well,
That's
you
it.
said there's 4 laborers,
Yeah,
plus
there
a
is.
truck,
Yeah,
plus a
you got
roller.
a truck driver to bring the blacktop,
Yeah.
cause the driver that does the milling can't drive a truck, right?
Well, yeah,
Unless he
but this
jumps
doesn't
out.
do that.
And then the sweeper comes in and picks up the leftover, that it throws it over the truck with the
Correct.
same machine.
Correct.
Then the roller comes in after,
And then it pushes it down and it compacts it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not what this does.
That's a pretty traditional machine, and that's well understood.
All I'm saying, it costs $179.
I have found those on Municipal, and though you can go search the internet for paving equipment. There's used equipment out there up to bazooms from $25,000 up to $100,000 and $200,000.
All I'm saying is, you know, I think the mayor said last time that the union threw the people out of the city of Pittsburgh for doing that. I went to the city. So that's how I got my information. I didn't go to, you know, the drugstore. I went to the city and found out, and I got the opportunity to go with them and see that. If it works the way they say it is, yeah, I could do some pothole, but it will not do cement. Okay, and it mills down as far as 3 inches deep.
Right, it mills it and everything.
So that's all I can tell, but I did a little bit of investigating.
Thank you.
Other than that, and then I wanna ask you one more question. I got in contact with PennDOT, and they asked me to, who did you guys talk to in PennDOT?
I'm
That
not answering
important?
your question.
Huh?
Till you apologize to me, I'm not answering your question.
I would apologize to you if you're the only man alive.
Well, then, I'm not answering
Okay,
this
so I
evening.
don't care what you, we pay you 50 grand for a defunct attorney here. We pay him 50 grand a year for doing what? To tell me, a taxpayer that lives in Monessen, you don't live in Monessen.
I'll get you the
Okay, I'm just
information on who
telling
we
you.
talked to,
Who
if you'd
did
like
you
that.
talk to at PennDOT?
Deputy Secretary, I'll get you the names.
Pardon?
I'll get you the names.
You do the same thing. Hey, I'll get you guys to go to PennDOT and talk about those signs. I know that one sign, the stop sign with the red light is not going by 3rd Street, and the sign down here, they don't know nothing about it, but they did ask me to find out, who did they talk to?
I'll get you the information.
Don't give it to me, you owe it to the people.
I'll give it to the people, to you, to
No,
whoever.
I'll just bring it up, that's the reason
Okay,
you lied.
fine, we'll figure it
Okay.
out. I
I'll
don't
give
know
it to you.
everything.
Pardon?
I don't.
I've given you other information, Pino, and I thought we were working well together, apparently
Let
not.
me tell you something, when you a liar like you are,
I'm not.
you know, you kiss people's butt just to keep your job, and those poor
Hey,
guys. working
come on,
hard.
come on.
That's enough, Pete.
Let's keep it on track. Let's keep it on track.
That's.
We're doing the best they can in the plight of the city. Lost jobs.
Okay, let's get back under control here. Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
Linda Lacy, Maple Avenue, I'm making it short.
Okay.
Okay, my question is, when we discussed the traffic light to come back on 5th and Donner,
Mhm.
is that what you checked with PennDOT about? 'Cause
The first part, Linda, and they want to have a meeting to talk all of our transportation issues. It just hasn't been scheduled yet. I'm sorry, Pino.
okay,
But
that's
they
all
want
I
the secretary and deputy secretary to come down and have a meeting with us to do that.
The They told me to get.
Okay, come on.
That's what the fact is, and that's not a lie. I'll
Mayor.
get you the information or the names.
Okay, and one other question. Do we or do we not have a security guard up at our school?
We have,
Who resigned?
um,
And when did he resign?
Kozar resigned a couple weeks ago. I don't know the
Okay,
exact
so
date.
right now we
And
have-
but that doesn't report to us. That is the school, that, they reported to the school. They are school security officers.
Okay, I understand it, but right now we have no security officer at that school.
That's not true.
Okay.
We have a police officer now, and we have, Gibson, the former police chief.
That took the place of the guy that resigned?
No.
I don't think it's fair to be discussing school security concerns here at city council. I mean, the school district employs these individuals.
Well, I pay school taxes,
But
so
you're-
what I'm
So
saying
talk
is
to the
this-
school.
I'm not trying to be
I
rude,
could go
but
up to the school too, that's not a big.
That's probably the best source of information.
Right, but see, it's still in the city of Monessen, and you should know.
They're
The
two
city
different
council should
entities,
know
is all I'm
what's
saying.
going on at our schools. So I know I could go up to the school board and find that info.
Anybody else have any comments they want to make? Could I have a motion for adjournment?
Mayor, motion to adjourn tonight's meeting Thursday, May 11th at 8:05 PM.
Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. We're adjourned.
Yeah, of course I was gonna say that. I was gonna guarantee a lot of You know what? You should send a couple in the debate.